I'm so excited. Algebra people, this is my favorite section of the year. I know you think I'm totally weird because I am excited about our algebra section, but this is my favorite algebra section of the year. We get to cross off all kinds of stuff and get rid of it and just erase it, and we end up with much smaller things from really big things, and it's just very satisfying. So here we go. Let's do this. 12.5, page 802. Here we go. Example number 1, find the product. Product means multiply, right? Good news, remember when we're multiplying, we can cross things off above and below on a fraction thing, right? We learned that yesterday. So 2x squared, example number 1, over 3x times 6x squared over 12x cubed. Okay, so this is multiplying, so really you guys, this is all one thing because it's all multiplying, so they could all just be written next to each other. Now, for this first one, I'm going to simplify it out completely. Some of you may be able to cross things out without doing this whole simplified business, but I'm going to do it this time so you can see where everything goes, okay? So 2 times x, there's 2 x's here, right? Then a 6 is a 2 times a 3, and there's also 2 x's there. So I expanded this and I wrote it out longhand, basically, okay? On the bottom I have a 3 and I have 1x, and then to make a 12 I can do a 2 times a 6, and I have 3 x's. Okay, now's where the fun begins, and I'm totally breaking a rule and gonna mix colors, but this one is darker than that one, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, that's how crazy I'm feeling with this exciting math as I'm mixing colors. All right, let's start crossing things out. Look, I have a 2 here, I have a 2 here. Let's get rid of them. I have an x here, I have an x here. I'll go like this instead. I have a 3 here, I have a 3 here. Good, perfect. I have an x here and an x here. I have an x here and an x here. I have an x here and an x here. Look at, they all disappeared. Isn't this exciting? All I have left, everything went away. All I have left is a 2 over 6. Yay, but can I reduce a 2 over 6? Sure, I can reduce a 2 over 6 to a 1/3, and I am done. I went from this craziness to 1/3. Isn't that awesome? Love it. So that's what we're doing today. Let's do another one. Example number 2. Of course, just when you think it's going to be great, no problem, they'll throw more complicated problems at you. But that's okay because you are awesome algebra students and you have got this, okay? Example number 2, 3x squared plus 3x. Wow, I wish some of you guys were here to read this to me. 4x squared minus 24x plus 36 times x squared minus 4x plus 3. Is anybody else's allergies killing them? Mine are just killing me. But it rained today, and I actually am thinking that's helping me quite a bit. Okay, so remember, when there's adding and subtracting, you can't cancel across the division line unless it's exactly the same. Well, none of these are exactly the same. So yes, some of you already guessed it. Some of you will be so excited to find out the news, but you have to factor. Congratulations, factoring. So let's take a 3 and an x out of this one, and I'd have an x plus 1. Okay, I replaced that. Let's take a 4 out of this one, and we can have an x squared minus 6 times 4 is 24 plus a 9, right? And now we can factor that a little bit easier. We have an x and a 3 and a 3, I think, right? A minus 3 and a minus 3. So we got rid of this and simplified this to be this, right? All right, let's factor this one up here. X, 3, 1. And what can we take out of here? An x, right? Be an x minus a 1, I think. Okay, now I have factored everything. Now it's multiplying, okay? I have factored everything, and now if parentheses have the same thing in them, you can cancel them out, like this. Here's an x minus 1. I can cancel that out with this x minus 1 because those parentheses are exactly the same. All right, I have an x minus 3 right here. So I can cancel it out with this x minus 3 right here. Look at, all of this stuff is going away. All I have right now is an x here, and this here, and this up here. Okay, so let's see if we can cancel anything else out. Can I take out that x with this one? This one was multiplying, right? And this one is also multiplying. So I can go ahead and cancel those out because they're within the multiplying areas. These are not the same, so I can't cancel those. And I can't reduce 3/4 anymore. So we're left with a 3, x plus 1 on the top, and a 4, x minus 3 on the bottom. We went from all of this craziness to this. Isn't that fun? So exciting. Crossing stuff out and getting rid of it. I love it. All right, example number 3. Oopsie, lost my eraser. Example number 3. Okay, here we go. Example number 3. That purple ink is kind of running out. I wonder if I use this green one, if you'll be able to see it. Let's try. I'll see. 5x. Oh, great news. I don't think I have to. Oh, can you see that? I don't think so. 5x. I don't think I have to do any factoring or anything with a 5x. That's wonderful. Oh, I think that's even worse. But let's see. 5x over x squared plus 5x plus 6. Yeah, plus 6. Okay, we're going to multiply that by x plus 3. If there's not something under the x plus 3, just put it over 1. Okay, just put it over 1 so it's something that looks familiar. So you have a fraction and a fraction. Okay, so I just put it over 1. Yes, I am going to have to factor this because I can't cross anything out when it's a quadratic equation like that. So I think I'll do, what, a 2 and a 3? Okay, so I think this time I'm going to erase it since I can and replace it with my factored one so that you have less confusing stuff on the board there, okay? So I factored that. Now, I don't think there's anything else to factor. I can't do anything else, so I'm going to start crossing stuff off. Okay, does anybody know of something I could cross off? Pretty sure I can get rid of this x plus 3 and this x plus 3. Okay, trick question. I can go ahead and cancel these. Nope. This one is stuck with this 2 because it's an addition situation, so I cannot cancel those out. So on the top, I have a 5x, and on the bottom, I have x plus 2, and that's all I can do. I'm done. Let's turn the page. Isn't this fun? I know you guys are having such a good time. All right. Okay. Uh-oh. Crazy word. Quotient. What's that mean again? Divide? Perfect. So what happens when you divide fractions? You flip and multiply. Good job. So our 7x squared, I went back to purple, it's just easier to see, minus 7x over x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now I'm going to flip and multiply. I'm going to do it as I write it on the board so I don't have to do it writing it up there twice. So that second fraction has to be flipped so that I can multiply. So the x squared minus 7x minus 8 is going to go on the top because I'm flipping and multiplying. Okay, so this fraction, it was a quotient, but I flipped it and now I multiply. Okay, what am I going to do next, people? Yep, you guessed it, factor. All right, so let's start with this one. I can take out a 7 from both of those and an x, right? So 7x squared, I took out a 7x, I just have an x. And I took everything out, so it's minus 1. And again, I'm going to erase my original and put my new one in here so that we have less scribbling, okay? Can I factor this one too? I think so. I have an x and an x and 3 and a 1, right? That would make a positive 2. Yep, okay. So I have an x plus 3, and I factored that x plus 3, x minus 1. Now we're going to factor this one, x, 8 and 1 probably, not 4 and 2, right? To make a negative 7, I have to have a negative 8 plus a 1. And I think I can make a negative. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So we have an x minus 8. We factored that. Okay, I'm just erasing and replacing so that it's not quite as crazy. See, that's a little less crazy for you to look at and see. All right, so let's start the best part, canceling. I got an x plus 1 and an x plus 1. I have an x minus 1 and an x minus 1. I cannot cancel this x with this one because this one is stuck with the 3, right? Remember that rule? So on the top, I have a 7x and an x minus 8. And on the bottom, I have an x plus 3. You can put that in parentheses if you want to here on the bottom, but you don't have to because it's the only thing there. So you can leave it without parentheses if you want. Okay? All right. So I don't want to go too long because it won't let me post a video. It's too long. Example number 5 is still a quotient. Put x plus 6 over 1 and then flip and multiply. Okay? Factor things out, cross things out. It's awesome. So on example number 5, put your second x plus 6, put it over 1, then flip it and multiply. Okay? Good luck. Call me if you get stuck. Have fun. Super great algebra today. We'll talk to you later. Bye.